shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
It's a great start this morning with a few showers out there. I'll show you how much more we'll see as we get through the day.
Road rage suspect in court. The man accused in a shooting that left a 5-year-old hurt is due to face a judge today. We list out the charges and get an update on the girl's condition from her family.
Holiday travel. Today is expected to be the busiest day on the road for July 4th travel. What you need to know about traffic before you get in the car. We'll be tracking those road conditions for you all morning long, so you're in the right place. Good morning, everyone. Hello, early risers. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Good to have you with us. And wherever you are getting in the car, you may be running into some showers out there right now happening around the area. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. How widespread are these?
Not terribly. We do have some patchy showers, especially down here between Sanford and Fayetteville. A little bit of light rain in Wake County, and then a bit more of it up to the north. But it will likely intensify as we get through the day, especially closer to lunchtime. You can see a few sprinkles here from Raleigh up toward Wake Forest, but there's not a whole lot of rain there. You may run into some wet streets this morning for your morning commute, and we do have some showers up around Wade, heading up toward Lillington and Dunn, as well as Benson. So again, just kind of light and patchy. Watching this cold front. This cold front will slowly cross the area today, and with the potential for cloud cover, it should hold our temperatures down a bit as well. So 40 to 50% chance this morning, but closer to lunchtime when the front comes through, we'll have more of a 70% chance for storms. Heavy downpours and the potential for flooding will be our biggest threat for today. Take a look at Fenton here in Cary. You can see raindrops on the camera lens. 76 is our temperature, dew point 72, so it is warm and sticky, but we're going to keep it in the mid 80s this afternoon with some clouds and some showers. I'll show you when the 90s return coming up.
Thanks, Elizabeth. We are seeing some scattered rain moving through the area this morning, and so Ali Kadlubar is on the road for us in the WRAL Storm Tracker. Ali, you're on I-540 right now. What are you seeing?
Yes, I-40 actually right now, and just as Elizabeth mentioned, we did see some of those sprinkles as we passed through Cary, but we want to get to what we're seeing. Just a little bit of sprinkles, definitely not impacting too much of people's commute this morning. We do want to mention there is a power outage in Sanford, just north of Sanford, impacting about 1,500 people right now. We're not sure if that's weather related. Of course, we're going to keep you updated, but right now we barely have the windshield wipers on, just seeing a few sprinkles.
Ellie, thank you. A person is dead after a crash near Durham. The crash happened around 10 last night at Old Oxford and Red Mill Roads. That's near Falls Lake. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was there. We're working to learn more information about how this crash happened and the name of the person who was killed. We can tell you Highway Patrol is investigating.
This morning, fire and hazmat crews are returning to the scene of a pool supply company in Clayton where they responded to an emergency last night. When fire crews got there, smoke was coming out of the Bay State Pool Supply Suite. Sky 5 was overhead, and the WRAL Breaking News Tracker was there on the ground. No employees were there at the time. No one was hurt. Investigators say a pallet of chalk got wet and produced chlorine gas, causing that incident. They say people who live nearby may notice a smell in the air, but it is not harmful.
As you're preparing for your July 4th travel today, you'll need to be aware of potential traffic backups. Millions of Americans are expected to be on the roads for the holiday weekend. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live in Raleigh this morning. And Kelsey, today is expected to be one of the busiest days for folks.
Yes, Renee, it is, and we're going to give you a look at gas prices here this morning at Gorman and Hillsborough Street here. So gas is $2.97 at both this Exxon and BP here. That is above the state average that AAA released about 30 minutes ago. Now, AAA says that today will be the busiest day for road travel ahead of the holiday. They say the best time to head out the door is right now. They recommend leaving any time before 12 noon. You'll see the most traffic between 12 and 9 o'clock tonight. There is some good news for drivers. Summer gas prices are the lowest they've been since 2021, according to AAA. Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says you can save even more based on where you fill up.
If you're crossing the state boundary, keep in mind, too, South Carolina tends to have quite a bit lower gas prices. If you're heading north, well, you'll probably want to fill up in North Carolina.
And these differences in prices is because different states have different gasoline taxes. So taxes may be cheaper from one state to another. If you want info about the cheapest gas prices here in our area, head to WRAL.com and search Fuel Tracker. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Today, the man accused in a suspected road rage shooting in Cary that left a 5-year-old with a gunshot wound is due in court. 20-year-old Charles Stevenson Jr. was taken into custody last night. He's facing charges including assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill. The arrest comes a little more than a day after that road rage incident. Police say the shots were fired into a truck during rush hour on US 1 in Cary, and a 5-year-old girl named Emma was in that vehicle and was shot through the leg. The bullet ended up lodging in her sippy cup. WRAL talked with Emma's family about what happened.
What an image that is. And it's nothing that you ever hope happens in your own life.
Emma's now facing extended physical therapy, and a GoFundMe has been set up to help cover the cost of medical bills. You can learn more about how you can help by clicking on this story on WRAL.com.
A man accused of attacking 2 people in Raleigh with a piece of wood while naked is now facing charges. This happened on Atlantic Avenue just before 2:30 yesterday afternoon. Police say the naked man threatened a driver to get out of their car and drop everything. The victim complied and was still hit with a wooden post. The suspect then approached a woman who was sitting in her car eating lunch. He hit her with the post and pulled her out of the car. Police say he then tried to drive away, but he couldn't get the car out of park. The man was arrested in a storage room nearby. 3 Wake County deputies are on administrative leave after a man was shot at his home. We brought you this yesterday morning as breaking news. Deputies were called to a home after someone called the suicide prevention hotline threatening to hurt themselves. Investigators say the caller's stepfather, 32-year-old Brian Monroe, was at the door with a gun when deputies arrived and fired at them. Deputies fired back, hitting Monroe. Monroe's wife showed WRAL the Ring doorbell video. It doesn't appear to show Monroe firing a shot. A deputy was treated and released from the hospital. The sheriff is now launching an internal investigation.
Taking a live look at Raleigh right now, the city approved new steps to support affordable housing and an update on the relocation of Red Hat Amphitheater. Last night, City Council shared updates on several projects in the downtown area. Red Hat is finishing its design and is expected to open in 2027. Convention Center construction will follow after the amphitheater opening. It is expected to open in 2029. The city also approved several steps to support affordable housing, including funding $1.2 million to nonprofits to help repair affordable apartments.
Governor Josh Stein has released a plan to tackle the lack of affordable childcare. Stein says the crisis is becoming a multi-billion-dollar crisis. He worked with lawmakers from both parties, business leaders, early education experts, and others to develop some reforms. It includes providing subsidies for low-income families and also making jobs in childcare more appealing to people. Stein says that unaffordable or unavailable care is forcing new parents out of the workforce, costing the state over $5 billion every year in lost productivity.
UNC Health is negotiating a new contract with Cigna Insurance. The current agreement expires November 30th. Without a new contract, Cigna will consider UNC Health providers out of network, and prices would go up December 1st. That would affect more than 60,000 people. Patients should see no effects during the negotiations.
President Donald Trump's federal spending bill is moving one step closer to a final vote in the U.S. House. Early this morning, the House Rules Committee voted to advance the rules to debate the bill after nearly 12 hours of debate. The full House now must vote on the rules before the floor can be open for a debate and an eventual final vote. The bill is returning to the House after changes, narrowly passing the Senate with those new changes. There are some House Republicans who've indicated they would vote against the rule on the floor. In a Fox News interview, House Speaker Mike Johnson says the timeline on a vote is being impacted by weather as lawmakers try to return to Washington. Morrisville's new police chief will officially be sworn in today. A ceremony for Justin Rosser will be held this afternoon at Town Hall. It will be open to the public and start at 4:30 p.m. Rosser has 21 years of law enforcement experience. He replaces former Chief Pete Acosta.
4:40 is the time right now on your Wednesday. Big change coming. UNC named its next athletics director, but the current one isn't going anywhere just yet. What this unusual transition means for the future of Tar Heel sports.
Curfew kicks in. Myrtle Beach is cracking down after a string of teen-related crimes. What this means if you're under 18.
And a brief relief from the heat today as we take a live look at Fenton and Cary for the WRAL Live Cam Network. Yes, there are some raindrops out there depending on where you are. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is tracking another round of storms.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
443, taking a look at Dual Doppler 5000 radar. There are just a few showers out there right now. We have gray skies. You may run into some wet roads even where it isn't raining because we had some showers overnight last night. We'll see the potential for rain going up as we get closer to lunchtime and early afternoon. That's when the cold front comes through, and then we'll start to see that rain tapering off. And then after that, it's fairly dry. Temperatures will be nice and cool today, or at least cooler because of the clouds and the showers that we'll see. Right now, a little bit of patchy rain north of Raleigh, headed up toward Wake Forest and Rollsville. We head down to the south, north of Wade through Dunn, mainly now moving up out of Cumberland County into Harnett County. We're seeing just a few scattered showers. We do have the potential for some flooding, especially in our northeastern counties as the front itself comes through. Right now, it's just a bit back to the west. I'll show you how much rain we could see where you are coming up.
Succession plan is in place for UNC athletics. UNC Chapel Hill has picked a new athletics director to replace Bubba Cunningham, but he isn't leaving yet. NASCAR executive Stephen Newmark will replace him starting next year. Cunningham will be sticking around in Chapel Hill after that. WRAL's Monica Casey reports on how UNC believes this move will drive the Tar Heels forward and drive up revenue.
It's a new era for UNC athletics with big-name coach Bill Belichick on the football field, Chief Revenue Officer Rick Bearcat maximizing revenue, and a new AD, Steve Newmark, on the way with professional sports experience.
These moves all taken together, the Belichick hire, this hire, the other changes that are made in athletics, I think indicates North Carolina is trying to prepare itself for this next era. And this next era is going to cost an awful lot of money.
WRAL sports investigative reporter Brian Murphy explains that focus on revenue generation, with revenue sharing starting today.
We're entering that era of college athletics where revenue generation and the ability to share money with your college athletes and to generate enough revenue to support a broad-based program, which Carolina has, is the foremost priority.
Bubba Cunningham will stay on as athletics director until next year before taking a new job advising the chancellor. In an interview with Carolina Insider, Cunningham says Newmark has already been involved as part of the search committee hiring Bill Belichick.
So it's a lot of mentoring for me with Steve on the college side, and a lot of Steve putting his touches on the professionalism, the commercialization of what we do so that we can make sure that we fund the sports going forward.
Chapel Hill native Newmark comes to Carolina with more than a decade of experience in NASCAR rather than years in the college athletics realm.
It is a whole new world, and clearly the direction that UNC is going indicates that they know it's a different world.
Newmark will start in August as the executive associate athletic director before taking over as AD in the summer of 2026. That's when Cunningham will move into his new role.
A new temporary curfew goes in place at Myrtle Beach today. This comes after recent violent crimes involving teens, specifically along Ocean Boulevard. Now, anyone under 18 will need to be inside from 10 p.m. until 6 a.m. There are some exceptions, like being with a parent or guardian in case of an emergency. The curfew will be in place through Monday.
City of Raleigh's 2026 development fee guide is now online. This is especially important for builders and contractors. It'll give you the chance to review fees in the past year. Some were increased, some were decreased. The city also has a fee guide and calculator, and this will help you estimate fees for building permits, stormwater, open space, and much more.
2 bridges in Johnston County are having preservation work done, which will cause some lane closures. This includes the US 70 span over I-95 and the Durwood-Stevenson Parkway Bridge over the Neuse River. The projects are funded with a $1.9 million contract by the DOT. Both bridges will get a new sealant. No word on when projects will get started, but contractors do have until next year to finish. Now, if you use them, drive slowly while the work is going on.
Give you this live look right now in Fayetteville. The Arts Council there will unveil its Artscape 9 later this month. This is the city's public art initiative. The downtown turns into an immersive gallery for all to enjoy. There'll be outdoor sculptures and installations at locations throughout downtown Fayetteville. It runs through June of next year.
The town of Wendell will start its 4th of July celebrations today. Wendell PD and Fire Department will host a free breakfast for veterans and their families this morning at 9. That will be at Station 3 in Wendell Falls. Then later tonight, Wendell's fireworks show kicks off at 6 p.m. at Wendell Park. There will also be food trucks and music. 448, the question is, will there be Mother Nature fireworks joining that show as well? Elizabeth Gardner first tracking our morning rain that's scattered and light for now.
It does look like the best chance of rain is going to be right around and just after lunchtime. So potentially at 6 o'clock, those fireworks will be fine in Wendell. But once this front moves on by later on this evening, it looks dry through the holiday weekend for the most part. And so that's good news for other fireworks displays that, of course, start Thursday into Friday. A big weekend of that. This is a look at what you'll see as you head out the door. We have a few showers here in Wake County, up in Mecklenburg County, Virginia, and mostly around parts of Cumberland and down toward Harnett County. You can see a little rain here along 540, just a little bit headed toward Wake Forest and Rollsville, maybe a sprinkle right here inside the Beltline. We head down to the south, some patchy light rain here in Harnett County, lifting out of Cumberland County, and then up in Mecklenburg County, Virginia, you're seeing a little bit of rain this morning, but not a whole lot. Our cold front is a slow mover. It will slowly cross the area around, say, mid to late afternoon, and with it, it'll bump up that chance for some scattered thunderstorms. So here's a look at Futurecast. You can see at 7 a.m., especially in our northern counties, some showers. And then once we get to 10 or 11, we get closer to lunchtime, we begin to see a heavier band of rain developing, lingering into lunchtime, and at least through 5 or 6 o'clock. And then after that, things begin to fizzle out a little bit. We may even begin to see some clearing, but likely we'll have some fog developing. This is a look not at a severe threat, but our flood risk. Our eastern counties there do have a medium risk for flooding. Everybody else at a low risk, but places that tend to flood fairly regularly, you'll want to watch out for. We have some raindrops on the camera lens there in Cary. It is 76 degrees, so it is on the warm side, but we don't warm up too much today. Highs will be in the mid to upper 80s. Kind of nice to keep it out of the 90s. Our muggy meter is high today with all the rain, but does begin to drop a little bit for the weekend. It doesn't drop down to tolerable. It's just into steamy, but we'll take every bit that we can. For tomorrow, a number of towns have fireworks at 9 o'clock. Still going to be warm with temperatures in the low 80s, but it should be nice and dry. Our fireworks forecast all the way through the weekend looks nice. Around 9 o'clock, temperatures will be in the upper 70s to low 80s, and starting tomorrow night, we are nice and dry. We are back into the 90s for tomorrow, and the 90s are with us all the way through the week. We also have something brewing in the tropics. Doesn't look like a big deal, but I'll show you what it could be coming up.
Thanks, Elizabeth. All aboard. One of Raleigh's most beloved attractions at Pullen Park is getting a modern upgrade. What is replacing this old favorite?
Choo-choo. Deals are on. July might be your golden ticket to saving big. What to buy and when to click.
New season of Squid Game is setting records for Netflix, and a new PBS series is teaching lessons about civics. David Daniel has today's Hollywood Minute.
Squid Game has been a gift for Netflix. The streamer says the third and final season of the hit series racked up a record 60.1 million views in its first 3 days and debuted #1 in all 93 countries where Netflix has top 10 lists.
Be honest, how much do you know about how our government works?
Author Ben Sheehan mixes constitutional literacy and pop culture in his new series, Civics Made Easy. Part 1 on the Electoral College is already available on PBS.org, the PBS app, and the PBS YouTube channel. New episodes, ranging from filibusters to where our tax dollars go to why politicians keep asking for money, come out every other Thursday this summer and fall. It's been 40 years since Phil Collins' chart-topping album No Jacket Required. Now the Diamond Certified disc is being reissued in 2 new formats, a 4 LP vinyl box set featuring live and rare material and new liner notes and photos, and a Blu-ray audio disc with a new Dolby surround sound mix and stereo mix. Both are due out September 12th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
There will be changes to Raleigh's trash collection schedule and yard services this holiday weekend. If your regular pickup day is Friday, it will be picked up on Saturday instead. The Yard Waste Center will be closed on Friday and will reopen Saturday, July 5th. You can't throw away any yard waste at the collection center during this time.
It's the end of an era for a popular attraction in Raleigh. Pullen Park will soon get a new electric train engine. Raleigh City Council passed the contract with Chance Rides LLC. Right now, the park has a propane engine. That's how the train is run. It's much older, and money for the new train will come from the Capital Improvement Fund and the Office of Sustainability's Climate Action Fund.
So many great memories riding that train. Well, suspect in court. Arrest made in the road rage shooting that injured a 5-year-old girl in Cary. What we can expect and an update on how the girl is doing.
Packed highways and airports. Millions are expected to travel this 4th of July weekend, with today expected to be the busiest day for drivers. What you need to know before you go.
Cell phone-free classrooms. A look at the new law that creates restrictions in North Carolina schools.